Hi there. Welcome back. I'm glad you made it to part 3. Okay, so what do we have here? You know, how do you tap before when you show your machete? At least I followed through with that and spoke about the symbolic meaning of knives and such. So, I just find that people don't make it to the next video. So, maybe this is a good chance, since I've done a little show and tell before every other part, or part 1 and 2 of this reading. And it's getting late and I'm getting goofy. So I need to get to bed soon, but I want to finish this and I have 15 minutes, or actually under, or it'll cut me off. So let's follow through with a little show and tell, since we're speaking of knives and such, blades. So she's a little bit dirty. I have not cleaned her for the video. I probably should have. She's a little bit dirty. So I've had certain people ask me about my hatchet. This is my hatchet. My sister and I actually have matching hatchets. My dad's very good on missions. Good Sagittarius in him. Alright, so this is an IDT hatchet. It's actually a tactical tomahawk thing. Like, I mean, if you need to get through the outside of a, of the Titanic, you can get through it with this sucker. Please be responsible if you have dangerous tools. Know what you're doing. Okay, so on to the sexy explanation of the tarot reading for Monday, March 21st-ish, in between solar lunar eclipse gamma ray burst weird time of energy, and or whenever this video finds its way to you. Go with it. If there's some symbols in it that yank the chain inside you to start moving and looking different ways, maybe you had to turn a different way and you found my video so that I could yank you there. It is supposed to be a sexy tarot reading, right? That would probably not include the hatchet. So, that has nothing to do with me not having a boyfriend. I just think that it should be appropriate that any man who is with a girl who has weird things like this should be proud of the fact that he has Pippi Longstocking and Superwoman and Wonder Woman and She-Ra. Use that to his advantage, I say. Don't be scared of it. Embrace it. That was like a weird, like, what was that? Did I just, like, put that out there? Yeah, I haven't dated anyone. Dating for me is really weird, by the way. So, don't use that as my dating thing with my hatchet. Dear God. Alright. On to the reading. You didn't think I just twirled batons, did you? That would be useless of my skills. Okay. Okay, on with the reading. We're gonna go back to love here. So this is for all signs, whoever this comes to. It's just a general reading. Okay, so under here, we have that 3. Let me remind you in case you forgot. She's sort of getting off on the air. She really likes the wind, the turbulence of her mind. Perhaps it's the turbulence of other people's minds around her that she's getting off at. Either way, she's liking this tornado of thoughts. It's totally a different interpretation than other decks. I get that. But that's what I'm getting. So, I'm also, by the way, for those who are more into the readings and aren't new at this, I do them upright. I may if it comes to my conscious, pay attention to the fact that it could come reversed, but I don't read them like that, especially with a general reading, unless I feel like I have to. But usually I can look at both sides by seeing it upright, and I try to catch a little bit of that. So, all right, so on top of her and or him, this is just your mental thoughts, or perhaps someone around you. Okay. Oh, it is getting late. I need to go to bed soon. All right, so you have the Eight of Pentacles, Lord of Prudence. This is that. I've also pulled this card. I feel like I pulled this in the other video I did. Lord of Prudence. So the sun is beaming down. This is timing too. It's like, I'm looking at how weird I look in this video. Sorry. All right, so this is Virgo. It's planting seeds. It's being patient. Virgo. That's interesting because then here we have the Virgin Mary down here with Jesus Christ. All right, so, and then you also kind of have the High Priestess over there in her nun outfit. Not sure what Jesus and Mary think about her, but she's there. And that's a 2, so that's a doorway. It's, it's walking through that's kind of along the lines of the book. If you watch part 2, it's walking the path between the doorway. It's not this pillar, and it's not that pillar. It's going in between them. All right, so we'll go back to these cards here. All right, so Virgo. So Virgo comes in the fall. So, right now my sister is ordering seeds online and fun peppers and stuff to plant. And my dad recently told me that I am going to be a queen bee. Really. We're going to get some bees. I'm pretty excited about that. We're getting 2 queens. Can't forget about my sister. She's definitely a queen too. All right, and we'll be taking care of these bees, but the bees come last. You get the colony last after you prepare where they're going to live. Getting that all situated, so you don't want to get your bees and then, you don't have their room ready. Where are they going to go? So, eventually they're going to give you honey. And they're going to pollinate the area, and they're going to, apparently we're getting fancy Italian bees, so they're going to diversify the area a little bit and make it sassy, hopefully. But even if you picture this as a garden, you get your seeds and you prepare the dirt and you get your special minerals and stuff in the soil, and you mix the soil and you put the little areas nice for their little home to go in, and then you water them, and you wait, and you talk to them, and you sing to your plants. And you can't force them to come up. Those little suckers are going to come when they're going to come. So you wait, and you're patient, and you take care of them, and you give them nutrition little by little, and a little bit of love, and you understand that when the time comes, you put your heart into it, and you are going to have the best berries and honey and whatever you're planting. So what are you planting in your life? What seeds have you planted that you've been waiting on? You've been maintaining, you've been taking care of, and putting love into, thinking about. This is thoughts. These might not be physical things you planted, but maybe they are thoughts that you've been planting for a while. Okay? So, you have this, it looks like a lily. It's kind of sunflowery in the middle. And then a big hand coming from the clouds. So this is also, even though this is pentacles, so this is thoughts that have been grounded into the earth, that are ready to start cultivating in reality, okay? To get to that point where, I don't know, because the card that was under this is the birch. So the birch can be made into a broom to sweep away the crap, sweep away the dust, and it can be made into a whip for girls like me that you like to also dance with whips, you know, or to spank your butt a little bit. So maybe you've been waiting a while. You've been planting seeds in your head. You've been maybe making effort to put them into the fruition of the ground, get them grounded, thinking about how you would do that. And maybe that time is coming up where you're gonna slash it away. I mean, you have this is growing, this is growth, this is under the sun, you know? Maybe you're thinking about taking out your whip and just slashing away what you need and grabbing your honey. All right, so over the Knave of Water, which is, I know I keep calling him Prince Charming, but that's literally like the only card in the deck that would represent that type of character. That just sweeps you off of your feet, where the one who didn't think they needed to be rescued needed to be rescued. So maybe, you know, who knows? Maybe a girl like me that thinks she's a badass out there in the woods gets in trouble. Maybe you went into dangerous territory and you thought that you were safe, and maybe you need a little help. We can't always do it alone, you know? Sometimes you do need a good companion with you. So those times when you're weak, you're also taken care of. But what is Prince Charming thinking about? It's the Two Swords. So this is the Lord of Peace restored. This is the peace restored between whoever he's rescuing or feels like he needs to rescue or take care of or help, and himself. But taking your clarity in your mind and understanding the perspective of somebody else and having clarity on their perspective, and maybe you have one of these, right? And they have one of these, and they're not the same at all. But you're going to take those two differences of opinions and cross them together and maybe go on a journey in the woods together so you're both taken care of. And maybe you'll be safer than either of you would be alone walking with just this or just this. Okay. So that's balance. That's finding that balance in that situation. And it's Libra also, which is interesting because it's going to be a eclipse in Libra, I think, or full moon in Libra, something like that. So Libra, balance, the scales, harmony, being able to go all the way down here and rise all the way up to here so that you can find how to float here. Not being afraid to dive there or there to find that balance. All right, so, and then that balance, where did my card go? Was the cross, was the Mary, and I can't find it here. So the Mary and Jesus, and it's the balance. It's connecting the mind to the root. You know, Jesus had Mary crying at his feet, supporting him in love. He didn't really do it on his own. So even though we don't have that card, we have the High Priestess and the Four of Swords, which is the Lord of Rest from strife. After you've been through it, you hang up your swords on the wall and you go to bed and you trust that when you wake